What's good word, everyone? I'm Kenny Byron, the owner of SportsBooks.com. Welcome to our show where we continue to go through the every Power Four conference team, Notre Dame, and we will also be previewing all 32 NFL teams, and you'll see them all on my site, on my YouTube channel. So we got Central Florida. I really want to like this time. I really do. There's a couple of flies in the ointment, but I really like this team. And it's funny when I go through other teams' schedule, I kind of forget that I like them. When you go through all of them, it's like, oh yeah, UCF's good, 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 good. And that's why I love doing this over and over and over again to get myself prepped for the college football season. Their win total is 7.5, over -120, under -110. So it's about a pick 'em at 7.5. And now you got 12 games going on here. Schedule's not brutal. And I see it a 3-year starter, and I see a bugaboo. When he's good, he's really good. If he's matured, if KJ Jefferson, the Arkansas transfer quarterback, has a head on his shoulders this year, you could be lights out for Central Florida. If he doesn't get, he's been known as a front runner from what I've seen when he's played at Arkansas. If something bad happens, then all of a sudden it could be catered by the door, and he's not good. And but the Central Florida team, I really want to like. Before I get to how much I want to like them, I know you guys love the sports pack. I know the people who've already joined love the idea of our sports pick packages, which we have on our site, sportshaveballs.com. We keep it in the link in the description in the YouTube videos. So and every one of these videos is going to be up on my site. When you get your, it's going to be up on the YouTube site. I like to keep the sportsatballs.com. It's like psychology and money management, your top 2 keys of everything. Then get your sports pack deals. And when you get a combo of college and NFL all the way through the Super Bowl, through all the bowl games, we give you all the rest of our best baseball, basketball, whatever we do for free. So come check that out. It's just cost you a few bets, and you'll be set. If you have any questions, just let me know. So let's get to Central Florida here. KJ Jefferson was a quarterback from Arkansas, and the bad taste in my mouth is towards the end of the year when they lost the game 7-3, I believe it was. And that was the time that I thought Arkansas quit. Now I can't say that the defense quit, so I kind of did that. When you have 7 points, did you really quit, or just did the offense? With all the demonstrations of KJ Jefferson being frustrated, not with his teammates on the sideline, this is a guy that can be explosive. He can turn over the ball too. He could be like doing really well, boom, turnover, Jeff George type. Take you all the way down the field, turn the ball over. But he can look good. And I think head coach Gus Malzahn might be able to pull great stuff out of KJ Jefferson. I am super rooting for him. I like rooting for Arkansas, as my dad was an Arkansas fan, and every other weekend or so we go to Arkansas, and I want to support their team. Even though I'm down on that team, I like to see this quarterback do real well. I'm hoping that a change of scenery. Now, hoping doesn't win bets, so we're going to be really be the exact opposite of how people argue politics. We're going to go with what we see and just research that. And if he's coming through and looking good, it could be a really solid year. I mean, they're on the precipice of 8 wins. Can they get to 9 or 10? As I'm going to look at the schedule, I think maybe. The running back, 1,400-yard rusher, RJ Harvey, he is back. He is the 3rd all-time leading rusher for UCF, and this will be great for Jefferson because Jefferson can run too. So now you have the threat of one of the best running backs that UCF has had, and the combo with KJ Jefferson could be really, really good. They have lost a little bit at wide receiver, but UCF churns out the wide receiver, so I'm not really concerned there. And the offensive line looks really solid. And if this has a solid offensive line with that running back, with the threat of KJ Jefferson, whew. Now this defense was very suspect against the run last year, and it looks like the D line actually looks immensely better this year, and I think they fixed it with a lot of portal work, and I believe this UCF run defense could step up a couple of notches this year, and could really, really compete. So as I look at their schedule, I love that they start with New Hampshire, who is a borderline good playoff team sometimes, FCS school. So look out for that. Sam Houston, who transferred to FBS last year and really struggled scoring points. I doubt they got enough fixed to hang with UCF. And then they go to TCU, and I guess that'll be the test. It's like, okay, how we doing? How we doing? Because not everything's going to go right when you go to TCU. You're going to, and this is where I want to see Jefferson, even if a couple things go wrong, even if there's a turnover, I want to see him to pop back. And I would love to see that. Because I root for the kids, but I'm going to tell you what I see. And I think he quit. But it doesn't define him as a person or him going forward. And there could be a lot of other things that were happening at Arkansas that I don't know about. So I look at in the vacuum this year and see how he does. Could they be 3-0 coming out into the off week? They could be. Then they come home and play Colorado, the most overrated team in the conference. I think every team is going to will never overlook Colorado. And the reason I say that right here, right now, is because after Colorado comes into UCF, they go at Florida, which will be their Super Bowl. Going to Florida, I don't care if they're 3-2. And what I've said about Florida's going to be better in the beginning of the year than they are at the end of the year with the hardest ever last 5 games of the season without a break that I've ever seen. But here, you're going to get good Florida, and we'll see. I think UCF definitely has the better coach. If you get the better coach, you're going to get punched in the mouth, though. You're going to Florida. You're Central Florida. You're going to get punched in the mouth. If KJ Jefferson can get punched in the mouth and pop right back, I would be the happiest person in the world because I want UCF to be the best they can be. After they go to Florida, they come home for Cincy, and then they go to Iowa State. I don't really see it as a sandwich type situation. I don't see that too bad. At Iowa State, teeter-totter. And then they come home for BYU. I like playing BYU at home because I'm down on BYU. And BYU on the road can always step up. But BYU coming across the country to UCF, I like that a lot. Then they got Arizona. Arizona's top 20. It's going to be a super test. It could be for playoff position. It could be for all sorts of things. We'll see where we are by week 9. Now, week 10, I'm very afraid for this team because of 2 things. They're coming off a game against a team that I think is going to be good. So it's going to be a hyped up, in the bounce house, Arizona at UCF. Then they go to Arizona State, who I don't look as a very good team at all. But 2 things happen. You have a letdown spot after playing Arizona. Also, it's their 7th consecutive week that they play. Once you get to 6, I don't like it. 7, they could be banged up. That's a game that I would circle and be afraid of an upset for. After that, they are off, and then they go to West Virginia. West Virginia, we'll see how they're going to be as we go along. And then they come home for Utah, and that could be for a lot if UCF has done their thing. I think Utah is the favorite in this conference. I think they're the best team, the best coach, best quarterback. So that will be real tough. But you got them in the bounce house. Anything can happen in the bounce house at UCF. So as I look at it, I'll probably stay away from a win total here because you got at TCU, at Florida. Not going to be favored there when Florida's still good. At Iowa State, Arizona's not going to be easy. Arizona State's a horrible horrible scheduling spot. Things can happen at Morgantown and Utah. So and the question mark is quarterback. I think if he's going to get punched in the mouth a few times, if he can come back, be engaged with the teammates, I think UCF will be good. But that's more of a rooting thing. What do I expect? Well, I'm going to let it play out in front of me and see what happens. I think they'll be 2-0 going into TCU, and then that will be the litmus test that tells us how the UCF season might go. So overall, I want them to do well, but they're going to have to prove it to me with a quarterback that is hopefully getting a new life in the bounce house. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, sportsatballs.com is the name of my site. Come on over. It's linked in the description. See what pick package works for you. We put in the time, 12 hours a day. So we'll see you in the next video, and let's make money.